Friday is my favorite day of the week with Chris Father Gil Brown. It has me singing because we get to spotlight a local food biz, and I've been away for a couple of weeks, and there's been a couple of food businesses that we haven't had a chance to put the spotlight on. So, Chris Father Gil Brown is back with us. Great YouTube channel, youtube.com/that'srank. And Chris, so many local food businesses are catching on to you doing these reviews. Like, some of them I walk into, I'm like, hey, we're going to be featuring you. Like Dow. Is it Dow? It's not Cafe.
Yeah, that's right. Dow's Sip and Bake Cafe, I believe.
On Maryville Road. They were thrilled to find out that we were doing this. And others are like, yeah, Chris is awesome. So you're really making a name for yourself. So youtube.com/that'srank. Give that channel a follow. Who are we putting a spotlight on today?
So this past week, I was actually on Reddit, and I saw somebody looking for a good restaurant in Ottawa, and a place that's been near and dear to me for a long time actually came up, and it occurred to me I hadn't talked about them so far to date. So I'll tell you about the place, and then I'll share a story about how it came to be on my radar, because it's kind of interesting how all that came together for me.
Sure.
So
I love a good food.
The place in question, Louis Pizza in Vanier. It's 181 MacArthur. Just off the Vanier Parkway, not too far from the Loblaws. You lit up. You know the spot.
Because I have some listeners who used to bowl. I guess there used to be a bowling lane like right next door.
I believe so, yes.
Gone now. But they rave about it. We did a bowling night a few years back for BTR, and we brought in Louis Pizza. So yes, it's a big part of the whole BTR culture.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that your listeners are, or at least some of your listeners are aware of it. Hopefully I'm making a whole lot more listeners aware of it today. So Let me start by telling you that the super cynical Facebook crowd has this spot rated a 4.9 out of 5. That's with 359 reviews. So this is not a small sample of folks telling you it's great. There's literally no one who's going out of their way to have a negative word about them. And trust me, Facebook people, if they can complain about you, they will. Yes. They will. This segment alone is rated like a 1.3 on your station. Like
Which, by the way, makes it the highest rated show on our station.
All right. Look at me killing the demos. Anyway, it's a fairly small family-owned business, and they've been doing their thing now for over 30 years. Moe Saab started it decades ago, and it has the look and feel of an old-school diner with the kind of friendly service from the in-house staff who genuinely care and appreciate about everybody who walks through the front doors. Their all-day breakfast is great. You know, it's very Canadian. The usual offerings of potatoes, eggs, however you like them, breakfast meat, toast. You know the fare. It's all well done, seasoned properly, and priced exceptionally reasonably. Like, you're looking somewhere between $10 and $15 between whatever it is that you're picking up. Like, it's really good diner costs, and a meal at that cost these days, that's perfectly reasonable. Right. But if you're going to go there for one thing, it's got to be the pizza and the dessert. All the dough is made fresh every single day in-house, and all their ingredients are sourced freshly and locally. The sauce is a little bit sweeter than a lot of the places in and around the city. Like, it's very unique. I could pick out a Louis Pizza from a dozen others in the city. It's incredibly distinct in flavor. Like,
I'm gonna put you to that test.
Okay, by all means, if we can do a pizza throwdown, my God, I'm all in on that.
Why not?
Yeah. And you look like the kind of guy who's willing to join me on a pizza showdown, John. Let's do that thing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They add really nice touches to it as well. Like, if they know it's a date you're on, or maybe a Mother's Day event or whatever, they'll make their famous heart-shaped pizzas for you while you're in there. And they'll even write things in sauce that's meaningful. Like, it's almost like decorating the top of a birthday cake.
Right.
And for children's birthdays, they'll even make up dough-shaped letters to spell happy birthday in your kid's name if you want them to. Like, it's love that you're getting from this spot. It's fantastic. I'd be remiss, though, John, if I didn't mention the pies. So coconut cream and banana cream are their specialties, and they are piled so high. I'd say the slices are at an estimate at least 6 inches tall. Like, they are utterly ridiculous slices of pie. They're decadent, they're sweet. Like, if you haven't had it before, this is a must-have at this particular spot.
See, I thought they were just a pizza place, but breakfast, okay, all day breakfast, no less, and now pies.
It's really got the feel of an old school diner, but a pizza place at the same time. It's pretty cool. So about 10 years ago, I was working late shifts at my job, and I finished at 11 o'clock every single night. So because I was downtown, I made my way over to the casino one night, and I decided to play poker till the room closed at 4 a.m. And I wound up having a really good night with the game. So the next week I went back again. And before long, it became a nightly thing because I was doing so well. You know, my wife was long asleep when I finished work, so it didn't matter to her as long as I was ultimately winning more than I was losing. And she was always thrilled to wake up to find a couple of $100 on the counter as a token thank you for being cool about me going out and doing my thing. So for like 2 years, I was a regular over there, and I got to meet this older Lebanese gentleman who was at the tables a lot of times. Super friendly. And we got to chatting as time went on. And it turns out it was Moe Saab, the owner of Louis Pizza, which I had not visited before at that point. Wow. So one night, I beat him out of a really big pot. And while they were pushing the money to me, Moe actually reaches into his pocket and throws a voucher for his restaurant and invites me as his guest to give it a try at some point.
So the guy loses at poker.
Yeah.
And on top of losing whatever money he lost, hands you a voucher and offers you free food on top of it.
That's right. Now, I can't say he would have done that for everybody, but I think it was a case of I'd been playing with him so regularly, and he and I were really getting on really, really well. So I think it was just one of those things that, hey, buddy, come on by. But you know what? It was a smart move, because after I had a chance to visit, I was hooked. I couldn't believe this place was sitting just there that I didn't know about. And sometimes it's those small mom and pop places that have been there forever, and they're the ones you got to visit, because if they've been there that long, it's for a reason. If they weren't successful, they'd have gone busto a long time ago.
I won't mention it because, we're focusing on Louis, but the neighborhood I grew up in, the pizza place that we always ordered from, it's still there. And it's just a little hole in the wall. And yeah, I know what you mean. What a great story. Wow. And they're on MacArthur Avenue, yes?
That's right, 181 MacArthur. And I'll throw in one other quick little tidbit about them, which is one of the hot trends during the pandemic. You may or may not know this. If you have kids, you certainly know that they were doing this, but there were pizza places that were selling little kits for kids to make pizzas with. They would sell dough, sauce, and pepperoni all in a kit for $15 to $20. Well, it was Moe's that started that trend in Ottawa long before all the other spots picked it up. It actually saved them in a lot of respects, kept just enough money coming in to prevent us from potentially losing an icon in our city. Innovation is key sometimes, and it was such a simple idea, but it does sometimes take a smart person to see it. And that's what they are. So yeah, 181 MacArthur, go get a pizza, get some pie, say hi to the lovely staff. You will have a great time.
I could not agree more. There's so much I didn't know about them. I've had their pizza, but and can I just say this, for any pizza place, can we please get pizza drive-through?
We had one. The
I know.
shut that one down.
Apparently, like it's in the same area of town too. As every pizza place needs a drive-through. I'm just saying. Chris, that was awesome. What a great story too. Find out more about food and all things bizarre, cool, freaky, scary. What a great channel. I really think you're onto something, Chris, and thanks for sharing your talents here. YouTube.com/that'srank.